What made me realize I was trans? I guess the first moment, you gotta understand, I'm 29 now, I transitioned 13 years ago, or started that transition. Here's my mutilation story. Let's start at the beginning. I used to think, when I was pretty little, that a vagina was just an inside, was just like a penis that was tucked inside, and the vagina was just like, and then like a penis was just like a vagina that was like, not inside, you know what I mean? So I constantly tried to like squish my thing in there and like make that happen to myself. I thought I was gonna figure it out one day. And so I think that was the first thing. I remember being around 14 years old, and that's when I really started to feel uncomfortable in my own body. Like I didn't feel right. I was like, fuck, I feel like I should grow up to be a woman and have kids and like, but like I didn't know that there was a word for it, right? So it's just like I mostly held Mormon beliefs around that time. Maybe not so much, like I wasn't super Mormon, but I kind of had the belief more like when I prayed, it was like Jesus and God hearing. I was like, please, just magically turn me into a woman. This doesn't feel right. Then around the time I was 16, I ended up reading something, and I can't remember what it was, but basically the gist was it, you know, men would never understand what it's like for women's periods. I don't know, that just made me feel really shitty. Like, I think that was one kind of the moment that I'm starting to think, like, I'm not having the experiences that I'm supposed to. I don't really remember when I first found out what trans was, and I don't know how it was in other areas. I grew up in really small Utah. I didn't really have anyone to talk to. I didn't have any experience with this, but just somehow I eventually figured out what trans people were. You know, I joke, I tell things like when if I tell something that sounds serious, but it's also kind of a joke, there's a good chance it might be serious. So I go into the kitchen one day where my mom and my grandma are, and I was like, I think I should start seeing a therapist, because I think I might be a girl I might be a girl trapped in a boy's body. You know what, I said it in a very joking manner. Kind of how it started. Went and seen a therapist who was thankfully very supportive and helped me get in with someone who was capable of helping me, could like give me like the psychiatrist doctor note thingy, to like help me, to let me start HRT. And then yeah, the two of them just helped me. I was very fortunate because while I didn't have any friends or family could help me, I was very lucky to get a doctor who was supportive, a therapist who was supportive, and a psychiatrist who was supportive. I don't think I'd still be alive if it wasn't for them. I still think about them all the time. Alright, how's that for an answer?